We'll start now, okay?
Namo Doi Savariyantanam, Namo Doi Savaridanam, Namo Doi Savayiriyam, Namo Doi Savajayanam, Namo Doi Savatrikavati Savanam, Omkaramendru Sanyutantyam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Okshadam Jai Omkaraya Namo Namo, Mangalam Bhagavanayo, Mangalam Ukkamudi, Mangalam Kunkundari, Ujendra Mosa Mangalam Namasanadisara. Svanubhutya Chakasti Chiksvai Bhavaya Vibhav Yusnidata.
One second, okay? Can you see the slide, right? Hello, Hamal, can you see the slide? Can you see my screen? Hamal?
I do.
Oh, you can. Okay, all right. I was not sure whether somebody can see or not. Okay, good. I'll bring my slides. Okay, one second. Okay. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikaya Varti Arantam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikaya Varti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikaya Varti Aryanam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikaya Varti Vajjanam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikaya Varti Samanam. Nama Same Saraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chitsabhava Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantara Chide. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityan Dhyanti Yoginam Kamadam Mokstam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Nama Tirtha Karo Jagatana Jayavanta Varto Omkaranada Jinano Jayavanta Varto Jinana Samo Sarana Sau Jayavanta Varto Netirthachar Jagama Jayavanta Varto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangarotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarno Kundano Dwani Divyano Jina Kunda Dwani Apya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupamagati Pamela Sarve Siddhane Vandikamu Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are Om Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darshanamaya Khare Kai Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nathi Are Om Namah Siddhibhyo Om Namah Siddhibhyo Om Sri Suddhatmane Namaha. Okay, so what we are going to change our pattern a little bit today, and we will be starting. We will talk about the 8 pillars of samyag darshan. There are 8 pillars of samyak darshan, and what they are, that's what we are going to talk about it. And it will give us a little bit more insight about how the things are moving everywhere, So, so from the current slide, okay. So there are 8 components of the right faith. Samyak darshana 8 ang, or the 8 pillars of the right faith. Means, as you see on the slide over here, that samyak darshan is like a light, and there are 8 things are seen in the samyak darshan depending on from what angle we are looking at it. They are saying that there are say 8 pillars are nishankit, nikankshit, nirvichikitsa, amurdrasti, upaguhanatva, sthitikaran, vatsalya, prabhavana. Means, the first one is free from doubts about nature of elements. That's a very first one that we will see that one in Samyak Drashti Jiv. He has no desire for worldly comforts. That's a nikankshit. He has no desire of any kind at all. Third one is non-repugnance at the afflicted ones, nirvichikitsa. In this one, basically what happens that when we look at the monk, Digambar monk, who is a naked monk, who doesn't have any kind of possession except his own body. He doesn't take shower, he doesn't take bath, he doesn't do the toothbrush, he just plucks his own hair regularly. So this kind of thing, when somebody looks at this kind of person, then a person may have kind of hatred. So the Samyak Darshan, the one who has Samyak Darshan, he will not have that kind of things at all. He will look inside of that person, or he look inside of that monk, and he sees that he's full of infinite amount of attributes. So that's a nirvichikitsa. Amurdrasti, non-perplexed in an omniscient Lord, scripture, and enlightened teacher. Whatever enlightened teachers and omniscient lords have taught us, that he is not getting any confused about it. He accepts it, he understands it. That's Amurdrasti. Then there is Upaguhan, right faith person who hides others' fault and does not eliminate his own achievement. It's called Upaguhan Ang. So that's a 5th pillar. 6th one is ensuring steadiness of right faith and conduct of others who are prone to swerve from the path of Samyak Darshan. Means, if somebody is already in the path of path towards the salvation, and now he is a wavering mind occurs, then the fellow being, then the Samyak Darshi Jiv, he will go out of his way and help that person to stay on the narrow path of vision, what exactly one has to follow. Seventh one is a fraternity towards co-religionists. Means he has vatsalya. Just like the cow has a love and affection for its own, her own child. Same way, Samyak Darshi Jiv also will have a fraternity towards co-religionists. And last one, propagation of teaching of Jina. Means whatever omniscient Lord has taught him, the way he understood, he will propagate in a proper fashion. So these are the 8 pillars of Samyak Darshan, and the Samyak Darshan stands on these 8 pillars. Now, 8 pillars can be divided into 2 parts. Naturally, it will be conventional point of view and absolute point of view. So let's see, 1 second. I think I may have a wrong set of slide here. Means the one that I made it. It's 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 second, please. I mean, I have the same slide, but I had that something more on it, which I need to download, I guess. Anyway, we will continue. Don't worry about it. Okay, here. Okay, all right. Okay, so as we said, there are 8 pillars, and now what we are saying that these 8 pillars are also known as gun. Now, this 8 means that samyak darshan has 8 guns with them. Samyak darshan is samyak darshi jiva has 8 attributes with them. What does that 8 attributes? These are not the eternal attribute that the way we know it. This gun means characteristics. These characteristics means, in fact, they represent the right faith. Means all this, when you see a person, then these are 8 things that you are seeing. Then they are representing the internal state of the person. And so they represent the right faith. And each pillar represents the purity of that particular type in the mode. So when we say gun, does not mean it's an attribute. When we say gun, means it's a purity seen in the mode. So now let's say that if we are seeing a samyak drishti jiva, then he has purity in his mode in which he has no question about the authenticity of the scriptures. He doesn't have any desires for anything. He respects the monks and everything. So all those things will be seen as a characteristics in that particular samyak darshi jiva. So that's what, even though they say gun, they are not attribute, but they are the purity of the mode. As we go deeper into samaysar, and when we are going to go again deeper into it, then what happens? Sometimes paryay are also called gun. Sometimes gun is called gun. And so all kind of things will be there, in which what is the aim? What does the author wants to exactly impart? And one has to understand that part, and then there is no question of any discomfort or any confusion. So then each pillar can be divided into 2 parts: conventional point of view and absolute point of view. Remember, absolute point of view, when we look at it, it will be same thing, that he remains engrossed in his soul, he remains engrossed in his own natural state, he remains engrossed in his own innate form, and he knows that everything else, all the alien objects, are separate from him. That's kind of an absolute point of view from basically all the 8 pillars. Now, conventional point of view, when we look at it, there will be differences will be seen. And for example, when we say nishankit, means he doesn't have any doubts about reality, then the discussion will occur from that reality point of view, that he doesn't have any doubts. When we say he doesn't have any desire, then worldly things that he doesn't have any desire. So conventional point of view will show different aspect. Absolute point of view will show the core nature of the soul substance, and that is our absolute point of view. Now, the very first thing that we are going to discuss right now will be doubtlessness or nishankit. Nishankit or doubtlessness. So what does it involve? Well, this is the Samaysar 228 stanza, in which it describes the nature of a nishankita. So we'll read that and we'll just go through detail about it. Sammaditthi jiva निशंका होती भैया तेना सत्य भय विपप मुक्का जम्हा तम्हा दूनी शंका. Now, the same thing in Gujarati. Samyatvavanta jivo nishankit teti che nirabhaya ane je sapta bhaya pravimukta jeti teti te nishanka che. So this is this translation of the above. This is the stanza that the Kunkun Swami wrote down close to 2000 years back, and this is the one that Gujarati translation that Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami propagated in the last century. What does it mean? It means soul with the right belief are free from doubts, and thereby they are free from fear, because they are free from 7 kinds of fear. They are free from doubts. So over here, basically, this stanza tells us that samyak drashti jiv, the living being with the right faith, he has no doubts of anything at all. He has no doubts about nature of reality. And that's why he is kind of fearless. And that means he has absence of fear within him. And we'll just go in detail about those. And this is Samesar Nirjara Adhikar, stanza 228. Then there is also 229 stanza, same thing it just says. That further it explains. Jo chattari vipoaye chidadite kam bandha moha kare soni sanko cheda samadhithi mune davo जय कर्म बंधन मोह करता पादचारे छेद तो चिन्मूर्दित संकारहित समकित दृष्टि जानवो. So what it says over here, जय कर्म बंधन मोह का the पादचारे छेद to means one who has cut the 4 feet of what produces karma. There are 4 reasons given here which makes the karma bondage, and they are the wrong belief, non-discipline, soul soiling toxic emotions, and psychophysical activity. These are the 4 reasons by which one ends up bonding the karma. So this bonding of karma produces delusion and suffering, and is the right believer has no doubts about all these things. Means he has cut down all the 4 feet of this karma producing things, and he is without any doubts engrossed in his own self. Now we are going to go in. This is stanza number 229 in Samesar Nirjara Adhikar. Now, so doubtlessness, we just talk from Nishankit. Nishankit means what? There is doubtlessness. So conventional point of view and absolute point of view. So let's talk a conventional point of view first. He does not have doubt in the reality as propagated by Omniscient Lord. Now remember, I will not understand everything what Omniscient Lord has said. But what little I understand, then I have to say that this Omniscient Lord, infinite in the past, but we'll just restrict ourselves to Mahavishaya Bhagwan, 2500 years back. That if one thing that he told us 2500 years back, 10,000 miles away from here, and in my present life today, it is helpful. It helps me to navigate my life in this extremely complex set of societal thing that I live in. So if one thing that I understand what Mahavir Swami has said, then I have no doubts about it, that rest of the thing he has said is also true. Now, I'm not going to accept blindly everything, when we look into the Mokshamat Prakashak, when Pandit Toramalji has written down 300 plus minus years, that he said at the time that never accept anything until you do the examination of the fact. Even Omniscient Lord has said, don't accept it. That's the other side of the coin right now. One side over here, it says, I don't have doubts in reality as propagated by Omniscient Lord. On the other side of the Pandit Toramalji says, don't accept as a blank check. Do the examination. Test out the hypothesis. Make sure you understand. If you don't understand, ask other people. So, in one side of the coin, it says, I have no doubts in the reality propagated by Omniscient Lord. On the other side, I have to test out all the philosophical principle and everything. What does it mean? It means that what Pandit Toramalji wants to convey to us, that remember, if I blindly accept, just because my Swami said everything is true, that means the person who is giving me the message, I just heard and I accepted without analyzing anything in my mind. Now, tomorrow, another person comes who can speak even better than the first one. Then I will give up everything what the first guy said. And I say, oh yeah, this guy is right. So I will drift myself to the second guy, to the third guy, to the fourth, to the fifth. Means I'm going to lose my valuable time in deciding about the philosophy. Last week I met one person. Somebody called me. And he said, he doesn't believe in past and future. He simply believes in present. And as a soul, I can change my past and future. Now, I said, are you sure? Because, Mahavir Swami's Omniscient Lord's definition of Keval Gnan means he can see in one moment past, present, future of all the six. I don't believe those things because I read J. Krishnamurti, because I read Rajneesh, because I read this. Now, he's a good friend of mine, but I felt sorry for him that he has an intellect, he has a know-how, he has a material in front of him, and he's drifting from a person to second person to third person. He's wasting his life. This is my opinion. So what over here it says, if Omniscient Lord Mahavir Swami has said something that appears to me as a fact in which I analyzed, I dissected the fact, and I said, oh my God, 10,000 miles away, 2,500 years back, Mahavir Swami wrote down everything specially for me. If one thing I believe, that means there is no reason for Lord Mahavir to confuse me, to give me wrong advice. So that's why I'm not going to have any doubts. I can have question about it. Something that has been said, I have question about it. So I can ask with the respect to my elderly, to my guru, that please explain to me the fact which Mahavir Swami put it in, but I don't understand. It's not that the fact is wrong, simply I don't understand. Please explain to me. So one can go there. So not to have doubts in reality. Now, second one, no doubts in 6 substances and 9 elements. Chha Dravya, Nau Tattva. Now, the way Tattvat Sutra says about 9 reals, 9 elements. And also, Samaisar has given detailed explanation about 6 substances. Panchastika also has given the extreme detail about these 6 substances. So I do learn, try to analyze, understand, and make my opinion firm about the reality. So this will be a conventional point of view that I don't have any doubts about this reality. And when I understand those 6 substances, universe is full of 6 substances as we know about it. Living, non-living, that means matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, space, and time. The 6 substances are there. They are independent of their own existence. We already talked so much detail about them that in spite of them occupying one space point, since time infinite, they do not lose their independence. Now that I know about those things, that means me as a soul, was I born before? No. Am I going to be eliminated in the future? No. I am there. Atma che, Atma nitya che. Soul is there. Soul is immortal. Soul is permanent. So now that I know about it, my own existence, I'm the soul. Nobody can do anything to me. I have no fears. I have no fears of anything happening to me. So from all the alien objects that I have fear, that they go away. This is conventional point of view about doubtlessness pillar of the samyag darshan. Absolute point of view, what does it say? Right fit person is having desire. He has no desire any fruition of material karma. Remember, material karma fruition occurs every samay. Every samay, material karma fruition keeps on occurring. So, right faith person, the samyak darshan jeev, he doesn't care, he doesn't have desire for any fruition of material karma. He knows the fruition of material karma, he knows about it. He thinks, he knows about it, that this is a fruition of deluding karma. This is a fruition of the knowledge obscuring karma. He knows, but he does not take ownership of them. He doesn't say that these are my karma and that these are my good karma coming in fruition or my bad karma. No, he doesn't take any ownership of them. He simply knows them. Knowing and doing. Knowing and having ownership, they're two different things. Soul's function is to know, and to know. So that's a soul's function. Now, when I say, if I take the ownership in this material karma's fruition, means I'm mixing up material karma and myself together. And material karma and me are one. And if I act that way, that is wrong. So Samyak Drishti Jeev knows that he has differentiated these two elements extremely nicely. Matter is matter, soul is a soul, soul cannot become matter, matter cannot become soul. He knows that part. I mean, intellectually, we all know that part, but he has put that one into his action. That if something happens to body, he doesn't start crying and running around and everything. He knows that it's a body's function. Body has an uncomfortable feeling going on. Body has a comfortable thing going. He just knows about it. He doesn't try to change anything. Next one, he acts with equanimity towards auspicious or inauspicious karma fruition. He doesn't care. He doesn't become very happy when the auspicious karma is in fruition. He doesn't become miserable when inauspicious karma come in fruition. He simply looks at them and knows about it. Srimad Rajchandra, Kripaluji Srimad Rajchandra ji, after obtaining Samyak Darshan, in one of the Patrak, he says, he requests to the Bhagwan, he says, "O Lord, now I have a tremendous strength from within and I challenge you to give me the fruition of all the bad karma I have it. Nothing is going to happen to me. So he remains in equanimity state. Can you imagine a person asking for all the inauspicious karma to come in fruition for him? I may not ask anything to the Lord, but am I going to ask Lord? Yes.
What patra was that?
I'll have to find it and I'll let you know. But it is, I think, after samyag darshan. So it should be after 26 years of age, 24 years of age or something. I'll find it out and send it out to you later on. Okay. So this is kind of amazing that somebody can say that kind of thing because he has internal strength. He knows that matter is matter, soul is soul, soul cannot do anything to matter, and vice versa. So why to worry about it? So Samyag Darshan Ji remains in equanimity. Then, last thing, he believes in the eternal true nature of the self, and therefore he is fearless. Because I was never been created, because I will never be destroyed, I'm always there. My form is always there. It could be different model presentation, my modification could be different, my transformation could be different, but soul as a unit was never created, will never be destroyed. Nobody has any capacity to damage my soul. So that Samyag Darshan Ji becomes fearless. He has no fear of anything. Even if something comes up, he says, I don't have any problem with that. And we'll just talk about those fears. There are 7 kind of fears described that we'll be going through it. Let's see. Now, believe that the inherent nature of soul is exactly this way and is not any other way is the first pillar of right faith. This Samyag Darshan Ji knows that this is the reality. All the 6 universal substances are independent, and so I am independent. In fact, there was one of the Gurudev's lecture I was listening day before yesterday, and in which very radical idea that Dharmadas Shullak has put it in one of the book. And what Dharmadas Shullak said, there are 6 universal substances: soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of race, space, and time. 6. Dharmadas Shullak says, I'm the 7th substance. Wait a second. How can you be 7 substances when for time infinite all the 6 universal substances are coming along? Who are you to tell me that's a 7th? What he says, me as a soul is a knower. I know, I'm the knower, I'm the gnayak. And everything in the universe is a gnay, means object of my knowledge. So who are the object of my knowledge? Remaining souls in the universe except this soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of race, space and time. So 6 universal substances, I know them. I'm the knower. I'm the all-knower. And these are the things, objects of knowledge. 6 universal substances are object of knowledge, and I'm the knower. That's why I'm separate from everybody else. That means what he wants to say, that I'm separate from other living being too. My associative relationship could be there with the family, friends, society at large, country, world, but my independence is my own. So this is exactly this way it has been described. No other way it is there, and that's the very first pillar for the right faith. Then, with self-experience, right faith person believes the soul to be soul only. Material karma and quasi-karma as inclination of matter, and psychic karma as inflow element. Now, when this is Samyag Darshan Jiv, right faith person, when do you call a person to have a right faith? When he experiences his true nature of the eternal innate form of the soul. When I experience my innate true nature of the eternal soul, then I'm having Samyag Darshan. Now, When that stage occurs to a given person, then he knows that material karma are separate and quasi-karmas are separate. Material karma means 8 types of karma. Dravya karma. Dravya karma means Jnana-varni karma, Darshana-varni karma, Antray karma, Mohaniya karma, Nam karma, Gotra karma, Ayu karma, Vedniya karma. These are 8 karmas are there. Knowledge obscuring, perception obscuring, deluding, obstruction producing, name producing, family producing, the feeling producing, and age determining karma. All those 8 karmas, they are material particle. That's not me. I'm the eternal innate form of soul. So material karmas are separate from me. Okay? Quasi karma. What is quasi karma? No, quasi karma is called no karma. What is no karma? We have to understand the definition of no karma. Material particles. See, I'm the soul. We are the soul. And then the material particle in the universe. This material particle can be divided into several parts. There are about, I think about 22 parts or something in the literature is given in a dhawla. 22 or 27, I don't have the exact number. But out of which, few are the one that is important for us to understand. So, for example, dravya karma means material karma particles, means knowledge obscuring, perception obscuring, etc. 8 types of karma, they are called material karma. Okay, there's one type of matter. Second type of matter is my own body. My body is made up of audaric varna, gross material particles. They are composed, the gross material particle means audaric varna, they make my body. My body means humans and subhumans. So they have the audaric varna, gross particles. Then comes Vaikriya varna, means electric body making material particles. Heavenly soul and the infernal soul, their body is made up of that electric. It's a fluid, not electric, fluid karma, fluid material particles. Let's put it that way. Fluid material particles in the sense they can dissociate and then they can join together. For example, a living being in the hell, he is suffering and suffering and suffering. From the very first day he is born, he is been cut into pieces by Paramadham Dev. He is cut into pieces and then again his body will become one. So that's called fluid body matter particles. So that's called Vaikriya Varna. Then the speech, anybody who can have a speech coming, that's called Bhasha Varna, speech making material particles. Then mind making material particles. Then my breathing making material particles. Then there is a aharak body. Aharak body is about a 1 foot body from the right shoulder of monk that can come out, can go to Mayde Kshetra, can ask question to the omniscient Lord and can come back. That is an auspicious type of body that is present only in an occasional some high quality monks only. So all these things that we are talking about, then there is a Tejas Varna, means electric particles, that wherever the soul takes birth, then this Tejas Varna starts working and then they will start assimilating the particles and digest the particles and make the particles, provide the heat to these particles, etc. For example, a person dies right now and you are present there. How will you know that person is dead? Well, he is not breathing, his heart is not there, I mean, heartbeats are not there. He's flaccid. One more thing you notice. What is it? He's kind of an ice cold type of person. He doesn't have any warmth within him. Why he has no warmth? Because the soul residing in that body, along with the 8 material karma and this tejas, means electric material body, they get out of the human body. And that's why a person who is dead, he feels cool and cold because there is no heat making material present within him. So all these things are the part of material particles, out of which one is a material karma particle. Rest of the things are called quasi-karma. So for example, my body is made up of gross material particles. So it is not exactly the material karma, but it's a quasi-karma. What's the difference between quasi-karma and material karma? We take one example over here. The 2 friends, they go for stealing somewhere. So one guy is an expert, so he said that I'm going to go in the house and then I'm going to steal everything that we know about it. But the second guy, he said, you stay at the door and keep your eyes and ears open and make sure nobody comes in. If somebody comes in, alert me so we both can run away. Now, exactly who is doing the act of stealing right now? The guy who is actually stealing in the house. What is the function of the other guy? He is helping. He is a helper to continue to steal. He is not doing actual stealing, but he's taking part to guard the door, so he is helper. Same way, quasi-karma are not actually material karma, but quasi-karma makes material karma to be born in. For example, if my physical body, this body is a quasi-karma. Now, I don't get, I mean, if there is an omniscient Lord, he also has a body, and we also have a body. Omniscient Lord or the monk or samyag jiv, they don't care about their body. Association is there, that's all they know about it. So they don't have any likes or dislike towards the body. And hear me, what happens? Oh my God, I'm fat. I'm thin, I'm black, I'm beautiful, I'm white, I'm handsome, I'm tall. So when I put my body and I put my kind of delusion towards my body, then the deluding karma comes in picture and the deluding karma bondage occurs. If I don't pay attention to the body, omniscient Lord doesn't pay attention to the body, then he does not bind any karma. So the body is a quasi-karma. It doesn't do anything unless soul shows his affinity towards that body. So whenever you see the word quasi-karma, it will be in the form of, it will be written in the form of body only, but lots of things are there as we talked about it. So self-experience, with self-experience, right faith person believes soul to be soul only. Material karma and quasi-karma are inclination of the matter. They are not part of the soul. And psychic karma, bhav karma, is called inflow element within me. So but that psychic karma occurs within me, bhav karma occurs within me, and that's why it's a astral element, and that's what Samyag Jiv knows about it. He strongly believes that alien objects cannot make him happy or unhappy. Nobody can give life or death to anyone. Samkiti Jiv already knows that alien objects of the universe cannot make him happy or unhappy. omniscient Lord, if he wants to, he can have the whole universe at his feet. But he's getting so much happiness from within that he doesn't get impressed by heavenly angels making samosa and everything. He doesn't just become excited that, oh my God, look at my glory, that, heavenly angels, they came and they made the samosa and I'm giving the discourses and millions of people are. No, he doesn't have any happy or unhappiness towards any alien objects. He also knows that life and death cannot be given to anybody. There is a samyag, I think it's a Nijara Adhikar only, that there are several stanzas they come, that I cannot kill anybody or nobody can kill me. Reverse. I cannot give birth to anybody, nobody can help me to live longer. I cannot make anybody happy or unhappy, so nobody can make me happy or unhappy. These are the things, my self-inflicted things. Nobody else can do anything. This is what Samyak Darshi believes. I also have to believe it. I believe it, and only by believing that one, I also try to put action into my life, and that's way I'm on the path to the Samyak Darshan. That's what we all are planning to do that. Next one, body, family, etc. associative relationship, and do not become, and they do become dissociated in the future. So what happens? I'm 67-year-old person, and tomorrow morning, suppose something unforeseen thing happens to my body. So what? This body is born, there's going to be dissociation. Why should I get too much into it? Rather than putting my attention to the body, if I put that same attention to my eternal innate form of soul, I can get some meditation like that. So some meditation knows that there is a dissociation is going to occur with the body, so he doesn't have any anxiety, apprehension on those situations. Now, 4 legs of karma bondage that we talked about. Actually, it's called wrong belief, mithyatva, non-discipline, avirati, soul-soiling toxic emotions, kashaya, and psychophysical activity, yoga. These are the 4 legs of our karma bondage. Right faith person knows them, but does not have ownership on them. So right faith person knows that, okay, a wrong belief and all those things are present, but they are not part of me. I don't have any ownership with them. It's karma's problem. It's a karma is non-living. Karma is a separate substance. It is that substance's problem, not mine. Now, over here is while we are talking this one, these 4 legs of karma bondage are extremely important to understand, that when we look at those 4 things, they come in that order only. Excuse me. They go out in that order only. For example, wrong belief means what gunsthanak? Very first gunsthanak. Mithyatva gunsthanak means spiritual development stage, very first one, which is a wrong belief. What's my wrong belief? Since time infinite, that wrong belief keeps on coming with me. What is that wrong belief? This body is mine. This body is mine. That kind of feeling is a wrong belief. Even when the soul is in nigod, the lowest form of life, or soul is in a human being, or 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, 1 cent, 2 cents, whatever transmigratory soul he or she is, that living being knows that body is mine, and that's a total wrong belief I have since time infinite. When I had that wrong belief go away from me, means Now I realize my true nature of the innate soul, eternal innate soul. I know it. I direct my attention to this soul. I realize my soul. I experience my soul. I self-realization occurs. Atma darshan occurs. I have samyag darshan occurs. Then the wrong belief disappears. Wrong belief is the first thing one has to take it out. Remember, do I have to do all kind of rituals and everything to purify my soul, or do I have to try to take my wrong belief out? Literature says, Tattva Sutra says, Samaysar says, and all our infinite Acharya Bhagwans in the past, they have said that one has to understand the nature of the soul. One has to understand the nature of wrong belief. Once I understand the nature of wrong belief, then it becomes easier for me to get out. If I know the pathway, if I know the directions, then it's easier for me to go in the. No, I'm ready. I'm just going to I start jogging right now. I'm going to reach to the destination, but I don't know the direction. Maybe I'm jogging, but I'm jogging in the wrong direction. That means I'm that much further away from my aim. So first I have to understand the directions. And this wrong belief is to be removed. That's the very first thing we have to do. Once the wrong belief goes away, then so much karma bondage is gone. So much karma get dissociated from the soul that it has been said that more than 99% of the karma load goes away once the mithyatva goes away. When the wrong belief goes away, then you can remove, then you are removing your total karma load so much that now you become very, very light in nature. Only non-discipline, toxic emotion, psychophysical activity remains. But now they are so weak. There is an army, and you find out the leader of the army, and the one person goes and kills that leader. Whole rest of the people, they disappear, they run away, they don't want to, they have no part of it because their leader is gone. Yes.
You're going to mention where you're going to match up each of these 4 points with the Gunsthanak where they disappear.
Yeah.
Is that where you're headed?
No, we are not going to Gunsthanak right now. We are just talking this part of kind of overview about it, and then we will take Gunsthanak later on. But
I guess what I'm asking is the absence of the first of Mithyatva is number 4, right? And the absence of Avirati is it number 7?
No. When the Mithyatva is gone, that means you are coming from the first Gunsthanak to 4th Gunsthanak.
Correct.
Now you have the Avirati, means the 4th Gunsthanak Avirati is there, but when that Avirati goes down, Avirati will go down in 2 forms. One is a partial Avirati going away, and second thing, complete Avirati going away. Partial non-discipline going away, complete non-discipline going away. Partial non-discipline means you have the partial 5 vows. And so that's called the Deshvirati 5th Gunsthanak. When the complete non-discipline goes away, then a person is in 6th and 7th Gunsthanak. And then at the end of 10th Gunsthanak, all the toxic emotions are gone. So then at the end of 10th, means after the end of 10th, soul goes to 12th. Let's not talk about 11th right now. Soul goes to 12th. And after 12th, right away, he goes to 13th, which is a Keval Gnan. At that time, he is only psychophysical activity, yoga remains. And this is only the reason for karma bondage remains. It is so feeble that you put a finger in the water and you draw a line. You're drawing a line in the front, and on the back, that line is getting erased out because you are doing it in water. That kind of feeble bondage will occur with the yoga only, So omniscient Lord has physical body, so he does have bondage of karma, but it's so feeble. It's get bonded. Next moment it comes to the fruition, and third moment is already totally gone. So that kind of thing occurs. So these are the basically when we take the subject of Gunsthanak, we'll be talking a lot more about it. But this is what 4 legs of karma bondage means. And the right faith person knows them very well. He doesn't take any ownership of them. He says that, well, this is the things, all these things are the part of the material karma, and I'm totally separate from them. I have no part of those things. Therefore, he is free from all the doubts. He has no more doubts remaining. We talk doubts and doubts and doubts. So there are the doubts and fear. So what is fear? Doubt is being said in 2 ways. It's been said in the form of indecision, and it's been said in the form of fear. So, right faith person is free from 7 fears. Right faith person is free from 7 fears, and those are 7 fears that we'll be talking about. Risk and dangers are real, but fear is a choice, So this kind of one dictum I just saw it on the internet. So basically, these fears that we are going to talk about, what are those 7 fears that Samyak Darshan Jeev doesn't have it? Okay, fear relating to this life. Oh my God, what's going to happen to me tomorrow? What's going to happen to me next year? What's going to happen? So this kind of relating to this life. Fear for future life. Oh my God, what will happen if I end up going to hell? What will happen if I end up going to a subhuman? Why to worry about it? If I do something wrong today, I will go to the wrong gati. Wrong future life will be bad for me. If I do right thing today, future life will be right for me. So why should I not look within and try to work on it rather than worrying about what's going to happen to me in the future life? So that's a parlo. Then fear of pain. Or fear of pain or fear of feeling also, you can just say vedna. Then fear of being without protection or raksha, means I don't have any protection, and so what's going to happen to me? I mean, every night we go to sleep and Vibhuti will say to me, oh, did you start the security system? I mean, so when security system is started, I have protection, but if it is not there, then I have fear of non-protection. Then fear of disclosure of what is kept in secret. I kept so many things in secret, but then if somebody is going to end up knowing all my secret, then what? So that's a agupti bhai. Then fear of death, mrityu, and fear of accident. These are the 7 fears that a given person goes through in his life, her life, time to time. And when there is Samyak Darshan, he has no fear of all these things. He's fearless. How they are, that's what we are going to talk. Fear relating to this life and future life, ihalok and parlok. What does it mean? Fear regarding whether one will have favorable things in this life or not. Yeah. Will I have all the comfort remaining with me all the time? What will happen to my stock market? What will happen to all my investment? If your fruition of karma comes in a negative way and you're going to lose everything, no matter what, you are going to lose it. And if something is going to occur to you, something is going to come to you, no matter what you do, it will come to you. That reminds me, one of my colleague in hospital, when we are talking at the lunchtime, and he says, Gosalia, I had one of the headache patient came and he was making me miserable and he was asking lots of questions and everything. And I had to throw him out. These are doctor's language, okay? So please bear with me. So I had to throw him out. And it gave me so much headache that I canceled next 2 or 3 patients. I locked myself in my room and I went on the internet and I started day trading and I made $10,000. So, wow, that's amazing. Half an hour he makes $10,000. Amazing. And here I keep on taking, but I said, it's okay. Whatever I know, I have to do. After about a year or 2 or 3 or whatever time it was, and when that market crash occurred, and after that market crash, I met him again, and I said, hey, how is your things going on? He said, what thing? So how's your investment? You made it the $10,000 in half an hour time and everything. What happened? He says, Craig, don't tell me about the stock market thing, because when the market started going down, it was going so fast, so down, that I was not fast enough to sell all my thing, and I lost everything. And he is now depressed. Now, if you're supposed to get it, he will get it, because from his own deeds from the past. If he's not going to get it, it will get lost also. So rather than blaming everybody, we just will say that it's my own doing from past coming in fruition right now and make me gain or lose or whatever. So I don't have to worry about this life. What will happen to me in the future life? Future life, what will happen? If I end up going to the Nigod, or if I end up going to the infernal life. Well, if I did all my actions leading to me to go to infernal life, I will definitely go. I think I saw one of the sticker in the back of a car. It says, drive like hell and you will reach there fast. So that's what it is. That why should I worry about future life? If I do the wrong thing right now and I would like to have best thing, how can I do it? Gurudev Kanji Swami always gives this example, that when you want to eat garlic, and you would like to have the filling of nectar. In Gujarati word, lasan khaine amrutno odkar lavo che. How can it happen? If you are eating garlic, you will get the filling of garlic only, and if you eat nectar, you'll get a filling of nectar. So these are the things that we don't have to worry about future life. I have present life in my hand. Why should I worry about future life? Anyway, enlightened living being knows that consciousness is his own eternal universe. Enlightened living being, right faith person, he knows that that consciousness with chaitanyatva, his own consciousness is his own eternal universe, and he doesn't have to look anywhere outside. He says it does not get altered by anyone. My consciousness cannot be altered by anybody else. I am responsible. Buck stops at me. I am responsible for my good thing. I am responsible for my bad thing. Nobody I can blame it to. So nobody can alter my modes coming. Samyagdarshi Jeev experiences himself as embodiment of knowledge. He says that I'm full of knowledge. Any place that you look in my soul, it's full of knowledge only, and nothing else can enter in my world of knowledge, in my embodiment of knowledge, in my conscious nature of soul. Nothing outside alien object can enter. It does not have fear for this life or the life beyond. That's why Samyagdarshi Jeev, he is not worried about this life, he's not worried about life beyond. He just knows that because he has Samyagdarshan, that he is going to go to liberation, he's going to go to Siddhasila, he's going to get liberated soul anyway in the future, in the near future. Why to worry about it? So this is this stanza that we just went through, that's in Samaysai Kalas 155. What Samaysai Kalas means what? Samaysar has 415 stanza that Kunkun Swami wrote down. Then after 1,000 years, Amritchandracharya came, Acharya Amritchandracharya, and he gave the critiques on this Samaysar. And time to time, different places, he inserted his own stanza also, which were kind of merging with the stanza that Kunkun Swami wanted to convey to us. For example, in this stanza here, when we saw it, let's see, where is that stanza? Okay, here. That Kunkun Swami wrote down this stanza. Je karma bandhan moh karta pad chare the chinmurti te sankare samki drashti jano. When he said that, then Amrit Chandracharya said, you know what? Kunkun Swami is talking about fear. And now I'm going to talk something about this fear. So he writes those kind of stanza to supplement what Kunkun Swami wanted to tell. So they are called kalash. Kalash means when you have a temple, on the temple, top of the temple, there is a shikhar. There is top of the temple, there is shikhar. And because of the top of the temple, the whole temple looks beautiful. So same way in Samaisa, this kalash means the top of a temple, that when he writes on Samaisa, that Samaisa becomes that much more beautiful. So this is the Kalash 155 that he wrote down. Then now he's talking fear of pain. Second one, a third one. This one was Ihalok and Parlok, this life and future life. Now he's talking about Vedna. What he says about Vedna? He says that one getting suffering from material thing is known as Vedna. Physical pain is also known as Vedna. So basically, Vedna means feeling. Let's put it generally over here. Acharya Bhagwan wants to convey the meaning. Vedna means feeling. So I do get feeling because of material karma's fruition. Or physical pain is also occurring to me. That's a Vedna. One enduring happiness or suffering is also known as Vedna. Vedna means feeling. I have happiness feeling occurring to me, or I have the suffering feeling occurring to me, and that is called Vedan. Vedan means feeling, basically. Enlightened soul has endurance of only the innate nature which is full of knowledge. Enlightened soul says, I'm going to endure, I'm going to enjoy only my innate nature which is full of knowledge. Everything else is not my nature. I'm not worried about that one. I have no part of those things. So his endurance, his enjoyment is coming from within only. He does not have suffering from any material thing. He doesn't feel any suffering from any material thing. Lord Mahavir, monk Mahavir, when Mahavir Swami was in the monk state, and he's in deep meditation, and that shepherd comes and says, where are my cows? You did not take care of my cows. You did not listen when I gave you instruction. So I'm going to put the nails in your ear. When that is happening, Mahavir is in equanimity. He doesn't just say, wait a second, don't bother me. Why do the monk Mahavir had so much strength that if he would have taken his breathing a little bit heavy, he would have exhaled a little bit heavily, that guy would have gone into the universe somewhere nobody would have a trace about it. But Mahavir says, I'm in equanimity. I'm not worried about external things. Karma fruition can occur. Negative karma fruition can occur. Positive karma fruition can occur. I have no part of it. I'm in equanimity state. He experiences only knowledge and therefore he is fearless. So Samyak Drashti Jeev, his experiences knowledge only, and that's why he's fearless. He's not worried about negative or positive thing happening to him. He is not worried about physical pain. He's not worried about material, the alien objects giving discomfort to him. Nothing, man. So this is Samyasa Kalash 156 that's been said about fear of pain, Vedna. Now, fear of being protection, fear of being without protection, or raksha. Or raksha means I don't have any protection, so I'm afraid. What's going to happen to me? One is fear of not getting protection from outside things. Enlightened soul knows that there is no destruction of his own innate eternal nature. who can destroy my innate nature, which is permanent in nature? It was never created, will never be destroyed. Why should I worry about it? That is, I'm totally protected forever. In the past also, even when I was in lowest form of life, Nigod, or I went to the heavenly soul, or I went to hellish soul, wherever I went, my soul was never being affected by anything else. So I don't need any protection. Knowledge attribute is part of the innate nature of the soul. Naturally, we know that part. Therefore, it does not need any protection from any alien things. I don't need, Samyag Darshiji doesn't have to start security system at night time when he goes to sleep. It's only mundane soul like me, we have to start those things. So therefore, it doesn't need any protection from anything else. Therefore, right faith person does not have fear of non-protection. So he has no fear of non-protection at all. This is Samyag Kalash 157. Acharya Amrit Chandracharya wrote down 278 Kalash. So 278 stanza plus 415 stanza of Samyag, and they both are merged in such a way that even though they are 1,000 years apart, Gurudev Kanji Swami said that Amrit Chandracharya wrote down this Kalash as if he entered Kunkun Swami's heart and he found out exactly what Kunkun Swami wanted to tell. And so he just expanded that way. So it's amazing amount of work he has done. This great work he has done. All right. Now fear of disclosure, what is kept in secret. So something secret that I have it. So secret place is there, and I'm afraid that my secret will be known. What happens? Gupti means a secret place when no one can enter. Therefore, one stays there without a fear. If I found out a secret place and I hide there, then I know that nobody is going to do anything to me. If it's an open place, then someone will find me out, and therefore I have a fear that something can go wrong with me. So that kind of a fear that I have it. Enlightened soul knows that in his innate eternal form, nothing can enter, as it is a secret place. My innate form is a very secret place. Nobody ever can enter. And when nobody ever can enter, I'm extremely safe there. Nothing is going to happen to me. Soul's nature is with knowledge. In the embodiment of knowledge, the soul is remaining in secret form. Nothing can enter this eternal nature of the soul. It does not have any fear of disclosure of his secret. So this is kind of a agupti, or fear of disclosure, what is kept in secret. I'll take 2 more minutes to finish this 7 things. So I think we are almost coming there. I know we are already about time. Mrityu, fear of death. Everybody has fear of death. So what happens to the right faith person? Senses and physical body dissipate, and that is known as death. One has fear of death. Every living being has a fear of death. Soul does not have senses, etc. vitality. Now, vitality means pran. I think probably we may have to discuss that one in a little bit detail. We'll just probably leave it for next time. Right now, just say that a soul does not have physical senses and speech and everything. We'll expand a little bit next week. So what does soul has? Soul's vitality is a knowledge attribute which is immortal in nature. So my senses can go away, my speech can go away, my breathing can go away, but my knowledge cannot be separated from my soul because it remains with me forever. Therefore, soul does not have any death. Soul is not afraid of any death because there is no birth, so there is no death. Right faith person does not have any fear of death. Kalash 159. And I think this is the last one, accident, akasmat. We already have gone some of these things in our life. We have done the accidents. Mundane soul has fear that suddenly something unusual thing may happen. He has this fear all the time. Enlightened soul knows that knowledge is accomplished by self, eternal, immutable, and having oneness with the soul. Immutable means achal. So enlightened soul knows that the knowledge that is with me, it is created by me, is with me, it's eternal in nature, it's immutable, and having oneness with the soul. So nothing else can be generated from this knowledge. Knowledge can do only one thing, and one thing, and one thing is to know and to know and to know, and that's it, nothing more. So nothing more and nothing else can be generated there. Therefore, nothing unusual thing may happen from this knowledge. Knowledge knows only one thing, just to know, that's it. Nothing more can be generated. So therefore, enlightened soul does not have any fear of accident things happening to him. So these are the 7 fears that we have it, that we talked about. That Samyagdarshi Jeev does not have this 7 kind of fear that we talked about. Let's go quickly, just go through the names again. Fear relating to this life, fear of a future life, fear of pain, fear of being without protection, fear of disclosure of what is kept in secret, fear of death, fear of accident. He does not have these 7 fears. So that's what it is. Now, when we come next week, we will just have something more told about, or something more talked about this fear, because where is this fear coming from? In spiritual development stage, there is one point comes fear, and where is that fear? How that fear is related? There's lots of questions that we'll answer next week. Any questions so far?
Kirtan?
Yeah.
What I wanted to know was, the third Gatha established, Vednan, and how one substance does nothing to the second substance, to other substances.
Yeah.
What I wanted to know was, how did this material arise out of that?
No, I'm sorry. This material what?
Okay, my question is this.
Yeah.
I know you're going over this because I asked the question
Yeah.
about these 8 fundamentals, or these 8 lakshans of a samyak drishti.
Yeah.
But I guess what I want to ask you is, how does this fit at this point?
Well,
after Gatha 3.
Yeah, no, it is not related there.
Okay.
I mean, it's not related in the sense what we are doing. That so many, like Gunsthanak will come, right? And Gunsthanak will not be a separate stanza coming in Samaysar, but we have to have base ready, because Gurudev will say on on a 4th Gunsthanak this thing happens, on 10th Gunsthanak this happens, and he will just pick bits and tips over here. So I won't understand unless I have my base. So what we are doing this one by taking 8 pillars of the Samyak Darshan, that we are also making clear what are these basic, because these words will be thrown into the Samyak time to time, and we won't have, we may not have any clue that what this word coming out from where it's coming out. So what we are trying to do is to understand nature of those things, okay?
So can you explain the difference between the minor avirati and major avirati, or the 2 different kinds of aviratis?
Minor avirati means minor vows and major vows. The 5th Gunsthanak Sravak means a householder. He has taken the vows, but they are minor vows. And monk who is on 6th and 7th Gunsthanak has taken major vows. One thing, let's take one example. Minor vows of non-violence and major vows of non-violence. Minor vow means the householder refrains himself from inflicting injury to the 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, and 5 cents lives. The householder still has to work with the fire. He has to work with the vegetables and everything for food and everything. So he has to use the water and everything. So to the householder on the 5th Gunsthanak with the minor vows, that he is allowed to use material which has a 1 cent, but he has to use with judicial use. He cannot just go to the shower and take 2 hours of shower. No, nothing like that. He just doesn't start the heater on the house and then walks out. And then by the time in the evening you come, every whole day it was 80-degree temperature. Who was there in the house? Nobody. Am I miser? No, I'm not miser. I'm preventing the one sense lives, living being, their lives I'm protecting. So I had to use air, water, fire, vegetables, all those things within limit, and that will be the minor vow for non-violence. This monk on a 6th and 7th Gurthana, he has a major vow, means even he cannot injure to the one sense life also. So he will not use water, in the sense he will not be taking shower regularly. He will not be wearing clothes. He's not going to, he doesn't worry about the heat or cold or anything. He doesn't say that I'll have to have the air conditioning in the summertime and heater in the winter time. No. So his major vows of non-violence means all the living being of the universe, he does not inflict any injury. For the minor vows, 2 cents to 5 cents, that he prevents the, he doesn't inflict injury to them. 1 cent's lives he has to use for daily, 1 cent's life are involved during his daily life. So that is minor vows. For example, in one thing that we can take celibacy. What does happen? What happens in celibacy? Celibacy means a householder has celibacy in which he is involved with a relationship with his wife only. So that is his minor vow of celibacy. While in the monk, he has a total complete celibacy, that he doesn't touch the opposite sex. He doesn't. He remains away from the woman and everything. And those are the major vows. He uses absolute form of celibacy. The householder, minor vows, he uses, it's called Swadara Santosh, means he is having satisfaction with his wife only, and he doesn't fool around outside his marriage life. So these are the things, their differences are there in the minor vow and major vow. And maybe one time we'll all take those vows also as the time comes. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, if not, then we can just do the closing. जावानी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालो, सोवानी मस्तक नमो सदा देत हूँ ढो। सर्वमंगल मांगल्यम सर्व कल्याण कारकम प्रधानम सर्वधर्माणम जैनम जयतु शासनम, जैनम जयतु शासनम। 9 time नमोकार मंत्र। जय जिनेन्द्र, मिच्छामि दुक्कडम।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
Jai Jineन्द्र।